Yes.
2017, I was knocked down. A very rare type of shingles that went straight into my brain. My body was completely wasting away. I started researching everything related to building my muscle back again. That's when I learned about the potential of H&B plus vitamin D3 and what they can do when it comes to help build new muscle.
So Tony developed high-impact protein by Power Life.
Just add 1 scoop of high-impact protein to a glass of water or your morning smoothie and enjoy the effects of that boss molecule and factory worker combination, reshaping your body each and every day. More energy, burn more fat, and probably drop a few pounds along the way.
High-impact protein by Power Life is a tasty once-a-day powder that comes in either whey or plant protein. Go to mypowerlife.com and use code Courtney to save 30%. Tony even offers a 90-day guarantee. Go to mypowerlife.com or text Courtney to 511-511. Text Courtney to 511-511 today. All individuals are unique and results may vary. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Text may apply.
Look who's headed to the Women's Hoops All-Star team. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese will team up on the WNBA All-Star team and face the U.S. Olympic team led by Asia Wilson and Brianna Stewart. The pair of rookies was selected by a combination of votes from the media, fans, players, and the league's 12 coaches to play in Phoenix on July 20th. The U.S. team, which will be going for an 8th consecutive Olympic gold medal in Paris later this month, also features Brittany Griner and Diana Taurasi. Taurasi will be vying for a record 6th Olympic gold medal. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News. Vacationers browsing the galleries in the Hamptons this weekend could come across a familiar face. Artist Godfrey Lohman has created a limited edition piece inspired by Justin Timberlake's mugshot from the DWI arrest in Sag Harbor last month.
On the coffee yet? Here we go. Right here.
CBS News.
Go to my office and I forget that I got sometimes.
Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you can be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com. We all live in Capitol, Smallville, beautiful Alabama River. We're on that first week. They come join us this week. That's right. Week off. We do it every summer. Let everybody know we're off and going to family. So we get back down here next week. We'll be ready for you. Next Sunday we have ready to go next week down in New York. We'll have it ready for you. Check it out, CapitolSmall.com or our Facebook page. Yes, we'll close them all this week. But we do look forward to seeing you again soon. God bless America. Thank you.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband. He lost weight. More important, cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend went and she lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months. So does Mark Patrick hypnosis work? Oh yeah, it works. Nothing has changed my life more. Well, except maybe my husband. He's so proud of me. Makes me cry.
Wow, what an incredible story. What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Early bird special, only $49.99. That's right. Weight loss seminar, Sunday, July 14th at the Hilton Garden in Montgomery East in Montgomery at 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Let's get toned up, Montgomery. It's Matt Parsley from Budget Bar and Truck Sales. If you're headed on vacation this year and need to lose some weight, I've got a weight loss solution. That means if your old ride is weighing you down, let's dump it. Because right now, you could drop that weight and drive a nicer, newer car for $8. That's right, $8 down. Yes, $8 down. It's not healthy to ride around town in a car you hate. You could ditch that old ride and drive for $8. Yes, $8 down. And if you have a trade, get up to $5,000 more than Kelly Blue Book for a car you hate. My For the People credit approval process will do all the heavy lifting. We work with the banks and the lenders that want to say yes. That's yes, yes, yes. So this month, forget about burning calories when you could be burning rubber in a nicer, newer car you love for just $8. That's $8 down. So don't let your old car weigh you down. I can help you lose that weight. But hurry, this deal is done once I've helped 127 people dump that old weight. I'm Matt Parsley. I'm your dealer for the people. See all these great rides at budgetsays.yes.com. That's budgetsays.yes.com. 61 Mendale Parkway next to Fraser Church, just off Atlanta Highway. 334-244-9777.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Staples Stores. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and compotes are just 50 cents each at Staples. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program. In-store only, offer NC24, limit 20. Save big on back to school at Staples.
Smile this morning will give way to a hot and humid day today. Temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 90s with heat index values in the triple digits. 1 or 2 showers and storms could form later on today. Tonight we'll see lows in the 70s. We'll continue with the heat for Independence Day and beyond. Highs will remain in the mid to upper 90s. Heat index values in the triple digits. A chance for afternoon rain and storms, and overnight lows in the 70s. And that's your First Alert forecast. I'm WSFA meteorologist Rick Gunter on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. The good news continues on this Wednesday, hump day. The 7 o'clock hour kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving smoothly into and through the Tri-County area. You keep listening, I'll help you get around. Hayden's Ambulance is there for you, both on the ground and in the air. From a simple patient transport to life and death situations, Haynes is ready at a moment's notice. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Wednesday. Montgomery police made an arrest in a triple murder. Police identified the suspect as Jarquez Butler. They say the 18-year-old is charged with 2 counts of capital murder with a third warrant to be signed later today, making it a total of 3. That deadly shooting happened last month at Tienda Los Hermanos on Troy Highway. Do you remember the nightly PSA asking parents if they know where their children are? It's a campaign that started in the 1960s and became popular nationwide. And now WSFA 12 News is bringing it back every night before our 10 p.m. newscast. The goal was simple: to improve public safety. Tomorrow is July 4th, a time for us to celebrate America's independence. And there are a lot of events happening in our viewing area. Andalusia, Troy, Prattville, and Montgomery all have events planned. For a full list, visit WSFA.com/the rundown. I'm Jasmine Williams with your morning headlines.
Though the world is full of wonders to amaze you as you roam, some of life's greatest treasures are found very close to home. Ingram's Farmers Market and Garden has freshly baked casseroles, homemade jams, local fresh fruit and produce close to where you live, raised by folks you know. Ingram's Farmers Market and Garden, where you'll find more than just produce and the best barbecue in town, handcrafted gifts, antiques, and more. Located at 3740 Magnolia Drive in Millbrook. Stop in and stock up. Ingram's Farmers Market and Garden.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Did you know that Alabama law requires all pets to be currently vaccinated against rabies? This is State Public Health Veterinarian D. Jones. Rabies vaccination not only protects dogs and cats from the deadly virus, it also reduces the risk to the
Friday!
unknowingly be exposed by unvaccinated pets. Help us protect
It's not
you,
really
your
Friday,
and your pet,
but to me, it's Friday. Okay,
This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lana Kusi with today's Tips for
It's
Kids. The American
it's
Academy
mini
of
vacation
Pediatrics.
time.
Did you know that tooth decay is an infection? Luckily, cavities are largely preventable. The bacteria that cause cavities pass from parents to children, so good oral health is a family affair. Take care of baby teeth as soon as they emerge by brushing them with a smear of toothpaste with fluoride. Talk with your pediatrician about your baby's oral health and take him to the dentist by age 1. For more, visit healthychildren.org.
You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital, but miracles never come easy. That's why, as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Put your money where the miracles are. Support your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun does.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine once again, if you can. It's another day, one more, that you're on top of the ground and the ground's not on top of you. I'd say that's something to be thankful for this morning, eternally. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. This is the part where we take some time and we give you a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective, or at least maybe give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning. It is the third day of July 2024. It is a day that has never been, and it is a day, believe it or not, that once it's gone, it won't ever be again. It is a once-in-a-lifetime deal, and once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to come back and undo all the things that you do this day. But more importantly, you don't get a chance to come back to do the things you should have done this day. So whatever it is that you do with this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day. If you have lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace, the mercy, the charity, and love of God, we may, I am not sure, we may live to see tomorrow. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with it? Well, whatever we do, we should do what we can, while we can, if we can, for somebody else. After all of us, whether we agree with it, whether we admit it or not, somebody along the way gave us a helping hand. Was it a word of encouragement, a dollar or two, whatever it was, you needed it, they gave it to you. You can do no less. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say that is the standard by which you live life, you'll always be successful. Or you'll fail at a thing or two, we all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say, give out if you must, rest if you can, but never, ever give up. Never quit, because quitters will never win. And while winners sometimes lose a thing or two, they never quit. My mother said, nothing beats a failure but a try. Martin Luther King said, never, ever quit. If you cannot walk, crawl. If you cannot run, walk. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. Don't ever give up, because quitters will never win. And winners may lose a thing or two, but they never give up. So don't you. Good morning to you. And no matter what happens this day, it's a great day, like all the others. It is a great day, a wonderful day to be alive. God's life-changing gift. That's our daily bread for this morning, and we'll be back. Good morning to you.
How can a young person stay on the path of purity? By living according to your word. I seek you with all my heart. Do not let me stray from your commands. I have hidden your word in my heart, that I might not sin against you. Praise be to you, Lord. Teach me your decrees. With my lips I recount all the laws that come from your mouth. I rejoice in following your statutes as one rejoices in great riches. I meditate on your precepts and consider your ways. I delight in your decrees. I will not neglect your word. Be good to your servant while I live, that I may obey your word. Open my eyes that I may see wonderful things in your law. I am a stranger on earth. Do not hide your commands from me. My soul is consumed with longing for your laws at all times. Let's pray. Loving God, please help us rejoice over the priceless words of Scripture as you empower us to submit to your wisdom and authority in our lives. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
And now let us pay homage to our armed forces of the United States of America, which I am a proud alumnus. Yes, tomorrow's the 4th of July, and you guys can thank us for, making your nation free by like free lunch or something, someplace, So tomorrow, whichever restaurant I actually decide to go into, somebody needs to give me a free lunch. Okay, I'm just saying. No, I'm not a hero, but I was waiting till the hero showed up. So, anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. It is a great day to be alive. It's absolutely gorgeous outside this morning. Wasn't raining when I got here. I saw the marshals and all the people, they were ready to go get somebody. I don't know who they're going to get, but as long as they're not coming to get me, we absolutely okay with that. They don't get, and it seems that they found, at least for the time being, they think they have somebody who was involved in that terrible murder at Hermano's store on Troy Highway when 3 people were killed. Talk about that and other things when we come back. Yeah, I spent a little time at City Council meeting last night. And listen, want to thank the Montgomery Fire Department. They got all these accolades, stuff like that. Now, I don't know much about fires, except I don't want to be in one. But evidently, we got one of the top fire departments in the nation. And we want to thank Chief Jordan for that, because the pursuit of excellence is real. And getting there is just half the battle. Staying there, now that's where the work comes in. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine, and we want to say good morning to the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. Yeah, maybe my son ought to go to Space Force. Anyway, my boy's at he's at the whatever that place on Gunner where you have to Mets this morning. No, he's not leaving anytime soon, but he's going out there, and by sometime this afternoon, he'll be like his dad. If it all works out, he'll raise that right hand and says, I do solemnly swear to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. Yes. He don't want to go airborne, though, like his dad. He said, no, I'm going to leave the planes to you. I said, okay, brother. But he still got one more year of high school to go, so they let him join in the reserves and then go to basic training, all that stuff after they get out of, school. All right, then. Well, that's one way to fill the ranks. I'm proud of him. My other child left town, went to Colorado Springs. And now at first, when he was here asking me for stuff all the time, I said, why don't you go someplace? Now he finally went someplace, and I wish he was back here. But that's okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Every other day, I'm gonna call Emmanuel, and I'm gonna ask for $100. Every day. I'm gonna call him every day, every other day, ask for money, and then he'll see my number, and then he'll put me on block. Okay, but that means he won't call me either asking for money, because he'll know I'm broke. I can't ask Z for money yet. I owe him money. Man. Anyway, good morning to you. Time to rise and shine. Good morning. And it is 7:25 in the morning. Okay, now since this is not Friday, it's not Friday, but it's Friday for me. Okay, so I always got to play a motivating speech on the end of the week, and this is, for all intents and purposes, this is the end of the week. And I'll be back after today. Hopefully, if the good Lord says the same, I'll be back Monday, unless He decides He wants me someplace else. Let's hope that. I'm just saying. Anyway, here's one that I like. I play it all the time, but it has redemption, it has mistakes, it has rebellion, it has all the things and all the emotions that most of us go through as we grow. But at the end of this, and it's only like 9 minutes and 55 seconds. At the end of it, however, there's a message of redemption, a message of forgiveness, and a message of moving forward with your life. Because sometimes we can't get out of we hold on to the past until we can't recognize the future. Anyway, this one is by Ian Malone, not Ian Malone, but Ian, I forgot what it's, Humphrey. Excuse me, Ian Humphrey. Okay? And it's called It's a Great Day to Be Alive. Good morning to you.
But every morning, my grandmother would wake up at 4:15. And at 4:16, her feet would hit the floor, usually right in front of my face. And that's what would wake me up. But I would lay there and I would pretend like I was still asleep, because me and 4:15 really didn't get along. But Grandma would look at the back of my head. I could feel her staring at me. And then finally she would say, now, Sugar, Grandmama know you ain't sleep. You just supposed to go on and get on up and get ready for school. And my grandmother was known for saying things that would kind of make you a little angry because they made so much sense and you couldn't argue with her. Parents, you know, there's things that when you become parents, you start to say to your own kids. Like my grandmother would say, "Now, son, you knew when you laid down there last night that you had to get up this morning. I don't know why every single morning you lay there and act surprised. You ought to be thankful that the Lord saw fit to wake you up this
morning
in your right mind." But what my grandmother was encouraging me to do was simply to be grateful for the opportunity. In spite of all that I had been through in my life, she just wanted to make sure that I understood the opportunity that I've been given. My life got started, it was a little rough start. I was born 2 months premature. My mother was walking up a flight of stairs, and she didn't know this at the time, but a woman she had an argument with earlier was standing above her holding a pot of boiling water. As my mom made her way up those stairs, that woman dumped that water onto my mom and sent her tumbling down the stairs into premature labor. She received third-degree burns to over 25% of her body. And when we were finally allowed to leave the hospital, as you can imagine, my mom was in a great deal of pain. Those burns just barely missed her face and covered most of the front of her body. So when we got home, she began taking a heavy sedative, pain medication to help her recover. When she took that medication, it was very difficult for her to watch me, so I would bounce around a lot. I'd stay with my mom for a little bit, and then I'd go stay with grandma, and I'd stay with some neighbors, aunties, and then back to my mother's house. I did that for the first 3 years of my life. I was 3 years old, I was back at my mom's house, and I got into her purse, I found that medication, I swallowed everything in the bottle. When they found me, they rushed me to the hospital, and my heart would stop, and eventually I went into a coma. But because of that accident, because of that incident, the state of California, they did an investigation. And the conclusion that they came to was that it wasn't an accident. They removed me from my mother's home, I was made a ward of the state, and eventually I went into the foster care system. Shortly after I arrived to one of my foster homes, my foster mom, her name was Miss Alexander. Miss Alexander began locking me inside the closet with a light. She'd open the closet door, she'd kick me with a stick or a strap or whatever she had. It was while I was in that foster home that I was sexually abused for the first time in my life. And oftentimes people ask, if that has to be the worst thing that could happen to someone. I have scars on my body that you can't see. I have a burn here on my hand that she put there with an iron. But all of that pain went away. The worst thing that Mrs. Alexander would do is she would open the closet door, she would stand over me, and she would say, "You're stupid, and you ain't gonna never amount to nothing." And that hurt me more than any of the physical kicks or the physical pain because I believed it for a long time. I believed that I would never amount to anything, just like she said. I didn't know this at the time. I found out a little bit later, but my grandmother, my hero, she had started going back and forth to court, trying to prove that she could take care of an active, handsome little boy. And eventually the state of California, they granted her full custody of me. And I'll never forget, I'll never forget standing on Miss Alexander's front porch waiting. She had my little belongings, everything that I had. I remember standing there, it may have only been a half an hour, but it felt like an eternity. And I can remember thinking maybe no one's coming. But after a while, at the end of the block, I see the ugliest car I've ever seen in my life. And the car pulls up right in front of the porch. And I remember all I could see are these two big glasses, bifocals. I found out later that grandma had glaucoma. She wasn't supposed to be driving. But she gets out of that big car and she's got on this white floppy hat with this, it was a flower right there in the middle. And I remember she had on this long white dress that came all the way down to her ankles. And I found out later that, that was grandma's Sunday best. It was an outfit that she only reserved for special occasions. And I can remember for once in my life feeling like I was some special occasion. I remember jumping into grandma's arms and squeezing her, and I remember her whispering and saying to me, "Everything's okay. Your family." And everything was okay, just like grandmother said. And I had a lot to look forward to. I found out that my mom was going to court trying to prove that she could take care of me. And I can remember sitting there with my mother, and we talk, and we had a lot of different conversations. One thing I can remember saying, "Mama, you know, one day when I get big, I'm gonna buy you a nice house with a fireplace. I said, Mama, one day I'm gonna buy you a nice car. Not like Grandma, so get you a nice one. But the truth is, I just really wanted to become a family again, and that's what I look forward to. When I was 12 years old, I was asleep on my grandmother's floor. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. We get a knock on the door. It was my mom's roommate. Miss Howell, come quick. Miss Howell was my grandma. She said, come quick, it's Ruth. Ruth was my mom. She said, I can't wake her up. I think she's dead. And I can remember laying on that floor, you know, kind of wishing it was, hoping that it was maybe a dream. But it wasn't. And that's how I found out that all the hopes and dreams and things that I had to look forward to weren't going to happen. I became very angry. I became confused. I was hurt. I didn't really understand what was happening. I started acting out, hanging out with wrong people, breaking into houses, started stealing cars. I remember not really caring what happened to me. I continued that behavior until I was 19. When I was 19, I found myself standing in front of a judge. I was handcuffed. I had a chain around my waist, and my handcuffs were attached to that chain. The judge looked at me and said, the state of California sentences you to 15 years in prison for armed robbery and assault. That day, when that door closed behind me for the first time as a convicted felon, I remember standing in that empty cell. I remember my knees started to get weak and they started to shake uncontrollably. I collapsed and I fell to the floor. I just started crying alone. I remember hearing voices. I heard the voice of my foster mom saying, you're stupid, you will never amount to nothing. I heard the voice of family members and friends of family that said that boy's gonna end up just like his father. My father was a career criminal, he died in prison. I can remember laying there thinking to myself that this is where I'm gonna die. But here's what happened that would change my life. Shortly after I arrived to that prison, there was an educator there. His name was Charles Lyles, 6'3", ex-Marine. And I don't know what it was about me, but every time he saw me, he'd say, hey, Mr. Humphrey. And he had this big smile on his face, a smile that my kids would say, that's creepy. But he smiled and he said, hey, Mr. Humphrey, how are you doing? He always called me Mr. Humphrey. He gave me that respect. He walked into my cell. He looked at me and he said, Mr. Humphrey, he says, prison doesn't have to be your life. He says, you can get out of here and you can do great things. He started to walk away, and before he walked out of my cell, he turned around one last time and he says, Mr. Humphrey? I said, yes, sir. He says, I believe in you. He walked out of my cell. And if he had continued to stand there, he would have seen the tears running down my face because no one had ever said that to me. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to make some changes, and I'm going to change my life. And a little over 4 years after the day I originally collapsed and fell to the floor, I walked out of that prison on parole. That was over 18 years ago. I've never been back other than to mentor and help other people. But here's what I know. I know that when you've had a rough life, when you feel unwanted, I know that when you have hopes and dreams and when you have things that you can look forward to, and when you have people in place that support you and push you, I know that that gives you a reason to live. It is a great day to be alive. And that's something that I haven't always said, but now it's something that I say to myself every single day at some point. If I'm having a great day or a bad day, that's something that I say. But what I also understand is that what my grandmother was thanking her higher power for each and every day was for the opportunity that she'd been given. And she never missed an opportunity to tell anyone that would listen, especially me, it's a great day to be alive.
It is a great day to be alive. We often forget that don't we? And sometimes don't let the future be the prisoner of your past. A lot of us sometimes are people who you realize that often we are harder on ourselves for mistakes we've made in the past than other people are. And they wouldn't even pay as much attention, except that you keep bringing it up. I've been guilty of that. We keep bringing it up. Don't let the past don't let the future, I'm making sure I get this right. Don't let the future be a victim of your past. One of the reasons why the windshield is bigger than the back glass of your car is because it is more important to see where you're going than where you have been. And we need to get that out of the way. Last night I was at the city council meeting, and there were some people trying to build some apartment complexes or something for students, college students and things of that nature. And everybody said, well, back in 1952, this was a favorite place, one of our great places, and whatever the historical significance of that dirt was 100 years ago. It's not there anymore. If I have anything to say about the South, we hold the future hostage to the past. Sometimes you have to let things go. My Lord, having old buildings up, old real estate up, is not going to take you very far in the future. So we have to, okay, folks from Montgomery, Alabama, okay, we got to let some of it go. Build new things. Stop trying to, what's that old thing about? Stop trying to put new wine into old skins. Come on. You got to move forward. If the South has one thing that I wish I could take a magic wand and undo it, and that stop holding on to the past. It is not that the past is not important, old building, but they're going to be here when you're gone. And your legacy will be, hey, I helped save that 200-year-old building. How about I help create a vision for the future? Okay, I'm just saying. We might want to think about that. Don't hold the future hostage to the past, because since I have been in Montgomery, Alabama, that has been an everlasting impression that I've gotten. I mean, we go down to city council. Well, we don't want to put that there. It's a historical site. So what? So we got the internet. You can look it up where it was. We don't need to keep the old building to remind ourselves of the significance. It's all dirt. It's all wood. It's dirt. The life of a place lives within your heart. As long as you remember them, like my sister when she passed, as long as I remember her, she'll always be here. She'll always be here. But y'all want to hold on to the old buildings around here, and well, I remember that neighbor. It's amazing thing that we always remember the past with this sort of admiration. And at the time we're going through that junk, it's not so admirable. I'm just saying, we in love with the past. But if you really think about it, the future is what gives us the will to go on, and it's not the past. So I'm just saying, remember the journey. Remember the journey. But at some point, you're going to move on. Okay, I'm just saying that's my hope for you. We want to build new things. We want to build new homes. We want to make things. Not too many people in this town riding around in a 25-year-old car. Most of us want the newest car we can afford. Okay? We don't go to a 10-year-old car unless we just totally broke like I was. We don't. And then most of us are. Why is it that these old buildings around here y'all want to hold on to? We can't rezone this, we can't rezone that, because up in John and them used to go there and pick watermelon. Really? Okay then. All right then. So we're gonna stop. Uncle Joe and them used to go over there and pick watermelon. Right? I'm just saying it's time to move on. I'm just now there will be people who disagree with me, and that's okay. But I can have no disagreement. But all I say is be able to articulate your we why in the world we should keep people from building new structures in this city because of old structure. Okay, take some pictures of it. put it on the internet and show people where it was. But let's get it out of the way right now. Let's get it out of the way and let's stop trying to put new wine in old wine skin. That's all I'm just telling you. I'm not, matter of fact, I went home. Okay, let me guide you. There's only one place that I want to keep the same. Only one place, that's my high school. John Adams High. I was there the other day. It looked like a college campus. So they have changed it since I'm there. Anyway, that's a great. We'll be back to the comments. Try to move on. Try to move on. Do not hold.
News Radio 1440. Sponsored by Ken and T-Boy. Visit us at ncboy.com. That's ncboy.com.
Okay, wait. Later on today, we'll continue with the Independence Day and beyond. Highs will remain in the mid to upper 90s. Index values in the triple digits. The chance for afternoon rain and storms, and overnight lows in the 70s. And that's your first alert forecast. I'm WSFA meteorologist Nick Gunter on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning. Accidents and moving smoothly in the area. Traffic from that with the just kind of get around. The front really good food, brings in life. Start your day with good home cooked breakfast the way you like it. Really high with protein and no brook. Yeah. Buckle up. Montgomery Skywatch traffic. Surprising collaboration might be coming Overwatch 2. A recent teaser at the end of Season 11's trailer hinted at a potential crossover with the iconic Transformers franchise. There's no official confirmation yet. The teaser showed the Overwatch logo transforming into the classic Autobot logo from Transformers, providing a mystical sound effect. As we await more information about this potential transformation in the world of Overwatch 2. The latest reports of gaming news. One is at 6:30. It's his favorite television. At 9, the Southeast largest fireworks. Music, fireworks, yeah, like it's not helping to write on the yes, $8. And only just that want to say yes. That's yes. So this could be about going calories.
Children's Hospital. Miracles never come easy. That's why, as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Put your money where the miracles are. Opens miracle about more. Now it's my house that they're coming to.
I guess. Meaning, when it comes to your needs, whatever you want, that's right. You can find it. Smart Money is a free community resource for national endowment for financial education and an independent nonprofit foundation helping people just like you get sound information to money. SmartGovernmentLiving.org makes the easy place to start if you want to get started. Really? It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay, so like that. You may be related. Something here, I'm in South Bend. I'm on. It's possible. I mean, that's probably where I got all my talent from Jackson back. So I'm just saying. It's 14. Okay, I got a question. Now, I know everybody's not going to be able to answer this. Okay, I'll answer this question when I get done with these calls. Okay. Good morning, thanks for calling. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, now, I didn't say I was thinking. Listen, that bothers me. Well, most of my friends are Negro. That's true. I'm a Negro. Yeah, yeah. Mm. I don't have an idea. I don't have, but I will tell you, I, 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 I was just, yeah, 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 crony. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Listen, I must admit, mhm, mhm. Yeah, enjoy it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, but let me ask you a question. I understand. But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever took the opportunity to express these feelings with your neighbor? Well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't know that.
Yes, the phones are not supposed to be sitting around on the phone. They already.
Yeah. What you thinking?
I just want to say good morning to you. It sounds good to me.
Yeah, okay. I'm not totally disagreeing with the guy. I'm not totally I mean, sometimes I make it. Not all of them, of course, not all. But sometimes, you don't really have much respect. Some people don't have much respect for the community which they live. I mean, that's just a truism. And parking our car in the front yard and all that stuff. It's cultural. We do that. Some of it. Now we got some neighborhoods. We got some neighborhoods down here in the black folks. The white folks live down here. Right. It's not neighborhood. I mean, I'm just saying, so everybody, it's just say still home training. You know, I'm good. Who's there?
Smallwood, Eastwood Villa, Houston, all those.
Did the guy have any? Yeah, did he have any? Was any of it in your knowledge?
Yeah. It's just his perspective.
Did you hear about the time they got a guy in black? I just
got him where?
You got the couple of three people that too?
Right.
One put out. One black. I don't know, boy. It don't surprise you? Surprise the hell out of me.
Why does it surprise you?
Well, first of all, it's surprising anybody would think they're not.
Well, it doesn't surprise me that it's you. You know, that's what you have no rules or regulations. And that's not all. But that's one that could be.
Yeah.
You allow it.
I make you take it personal.
And you encourage it.
No.
You're the promoter. You're the promoter of this.
I can't stop people for.
You encourage.
But no, I don't. I just don't stop it. Because it's talk radio. You're supposed to express yourself. Don't you give them a class? Yeah, that's it. But all perspectives are based on some stimuli. Something has changed it or well, perception.
All perspectives are based on
but they got to have some reality to it.
It doesn't have to have what you perceive is what you do.
Well, that's a good cliche.
It's not a cliche. That's a fact.
Okay.
If you have information, you perceive it one way. The Bible is the exact same information, and I can perceive it another way because of my background, education, attitude, a lot of things, the way you grow up, and the way the caller, in the former white caller, because of the way he was brought up, that is his perspective. And that's his point of view. Now, I'm not trying to change that. I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying it's wrong. That's his perspective.
Let me grab one last call. Good morning, on the air. Yes. Well, let me ask you. I just want to ask you this question. Was he telling the truth? Okay, I'm good. I've been vindicated. I'm gonna hang up.
Carla, just like I was just talking with Kevin, not interrupting you, but just saying this. He gave his perspective.
Yeah. No. You're right. Because again, as long as I gotta go, we can finish the conversation next time. As long as people can articulate their point of view, I don't have to agree with it, but you all agree with it. We'll be back.
News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jim Smith with USFA 12 News. Montgomery Police.
With a project mentality. Project mentality. That's true. That's even if it was black people. Yeah. That's what messed up my neighborhood. You see history. You don't know anything. In other words, you know how to remain.
News Radio 1440 is WWIA and right each day till 9:30.
Yes, we begin with our new CBS News poll that shows the political damage President Biden suffered from last week's cringeworthy debate. CBS's Jennifer DePinto says some voters have shifted support to former President Donald Trump.
He now has a 3-point edge over President Biden. He has a 2-point edge. In June, Mr. Biden led by 1
Biden meets with Democratic governor in person and virtually today to assure them that 81 years old he still has what it takes to beat Mr. Trump in November. CBS is here tomorrow.
Come back took the phone in a private call about President Biden, the big performance, and how to
slightly weakened Category 4 Hurricane Harry is set to slam the island of Jamaica today. CBS meteorologist David Parkinson. The big concern tonight is that it's storm surge right along the coast, particularly on the north side of the island, because the water's going to be pushed on the shore there. Correspondent Tom Hansen is awaiting the wind and water in Montego Bay.
Trying to get out of Jamaica and out of the path of Barrow. That window has closed because the airports have closed. As Barrow passes through Jamaica, it will then start its flights on to the Yucatan Peninsula, where it's headed next.
The storm claimed for 6 deaths in the eastern Caribbean. If you're heading out from port and you're drinking, say we didn't warn you. Correspondent Scott McFarlane is tracking the holiday getaway.
The numbers are just eye-opening. 60 million people will drive more than 50 miles this week. That's millions more than last year. And so many of them have their own cars. Cars is today is one of the busiest days for car pickups.
New hope for people with Alzheimer's. The FDA has approved a second drug, lenanemab, to slow the disease progression. CBS News Chief Medical Correspondent John McCool.
It works by binding amyloid, which we've heard about for years, this substance that covers the nerves and it stops the nerve cells from talking with each other. And the idea is to try to get that out. They do it with monthly infusions. It's only been shown to work for people with early onset.
Experts say complications can include bleeding in the brain. A new benefit for grandmas and grandpas overseas. CBS's Vicky Barker got the phone there. Parents in Sweden currently get some 16 months paid parental leave, most of that based on their full salary. Now they can sign over as much as 3 months of that leave to cash parents to step into. Sweden offers a total of 480 days of leave per child. And the teachers is now 5. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility, great pay, and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Morris. I try everything. Working with the two health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, probiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, manage stress.
Well, you're the one that's allowed it. I don't lie. It's flip. I need a red. Yeah, I do need a red, but after 23 years, they ain't got it yet. If I mean, 23 years, if I don't have it, it ain't coming. Well, usually, why do they have it over in the country? You know that.
It was found to be
They bring in enough money, I guess.
the band just most major brands have pretty much already eliminated the ingredient in their lines. It is still being used in lesser sodas that are currently on store.
They had it on the CLB. I don't know if it, well, there was a delay, automatic delay.
Military service.
Yeah. What's the one out of money to buy it. I don't know, you know what, sometimes got a lot. I've seen people keep stuff. They use it. They just don't tell you what use it. Yeah, that's well, you've had that. There's not going to okay, I gotta remember to turn these mics down since sometimes I have the mics up too high. I understand that we're getting static. So I apologize for that. Sometimes what I hear in the studio is not what you guys hear. You guys hear the real deal. The thing that sounds good in here. So if I get a little static out there, sometimes let me know. I'll make sure I do my best to stop it. Sometimes I don't think I'm talking unless I'm talking loud. I'll always make it. That's good.
I'm a sergeant. Sergeant to talk about it. At dinner. We gotta have to talk about it. That's what I meant to be. You gotta stand with authority. Period. Because we used to be on airplanes and nobody can hear anybody unless he's loud. And my son speaks. He's at the airport doing service. The delayed entry program. And so he'll after he gets out of high school, he'll be talking loud too. So we'll be talking loud too. Hey Jay! Yeah, Dad? Probably not. I don't think he's ever gonna talk loud. Anyway, good morning to you. So they evidently the Montgomery Police Department has a young man in custody that supposedly did that terrible heinous thing. I just 18 years. I just at least it's alleged right now.
Yeah, it's alleged. It's,
I'm
we all
hoping they're
assume innocent until proven guilty, but that's unfortunate, and that's all over the country now. There are a lot of young people who people want to blame it on music, blame it on things, but the bottom line is when you come from dysfunctional families, you have that, and it has nothing to do with
But now it has something to do with the father. I don't know why you want to deny that.
I'm not denying that, Kevin. It does. In other words, you're speaking on a personal level.
I'm speaking on every level.
No, I'm saying, and see, you're giving incorrect information. People who do not have problems,
some of them do okay.
The majority of them. But what you're talking about, that's just a common denominator.
That's a big common denominator.
It is. It's a common denominator. And then they come from a different community. This is different. And we do believe, I'm telling you, we do believe it.
I don't believe that.
I do. Yeah. So, in other words, I had an example of perfect. As a matter of fact, I had an example. It was one of those men who we looked up to as a responsible man, like I wanted to be. When you're younger than me, another brother was me. But those were me, and all around the nation, and 99.9% were serving in World War II, Korean country, and he had military, and military makes a big difference too. That's my surprise. That's okay. The military made a big difference.
Where am I not disciplining?
Yeah, there you go. That's not a discussion. Okay.
Look, you brought it up.
No, not to discuss, just a minute. Okay.
Oh, okay. Now,
but I mean, it is true.
I'm not living outside.
No, you're not. I didn't say that.
But that's all that matters.
You're a little free.
Yeah.
And all I was saying, not as disciplined. That doesn't mean it's bad.
I got mental issues when it comes to money. Okay. I didn't have that coming up. Now I got a little change in my pocket every once in a while. But you brought it up. Don't be trying to. I can't say that.
I'm not trying to be offensive.
Yeah, but you were. Good morning. I got over it. Good morning. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, he's in ROTC, so he's running as a Well, now, wait a minute. Let's be clear, because for Steve, his job is to fill the ring. And I think if he sees the guy that leaves that was doing what he deserves, if you want to say you're going to E1. Let's not put on I was E1. Mm. Yeah. 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 One. Two. What? What was the question? Yes, I did. Did you know it? Well, which Democratic Party are you talking about? Are you talking about the George Wallace Thurman Democratic Party? No, that was a question. I asked the question. Which Democratic Party are you talking about? Both the Democratic and Republican parties have evolved. Well, you used to have conservative Democrats and liberal Republicans. Do you remember that? When you were born, it was in 1968. The first black elected senator was a liberal Republican. Edward Brooks, of Massachusetts, the junior, the junior senator from Massachusetts. He was a liberal Republican. Do you remember that? Well, that's going back even further. Well, the first Republican election was Abraham Lincoln. If you want to go back that far. Okay, now that we got that under control, hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We're going down that rabbit hole. I can go there. One of the things, there was a veto by the mayor that they were trying to override or let it stand. And I this is the council not listening. What was the veto about? That was it's an area across North Alabama State University on part of the road, where they wanted to rezone for multifamily development. Okay. But if you look at that practical situation, I mean, I think the mayor, but that's a practical situation. If you look at Huntington, as a matter of fact, on Fairview Avenue, they are adding in some more multifamily dwellings over on Fairview, which is right near Huntington, right? Mm-hmm. So around, and that's the same that happens around universities, Auburn, Alabama. They need housing for students. They need housing for students. They are closer to the students, so therefore they can fill them in. But I think that's a mayor's view. I don't agree with it.
I just saw it on the agenda. I
Right,
just
he
looked
did,
at it.
he did veto, and what we were
That was a
trying,
mayoral veto.
right, what we were trying to see was, did the city council override his veto? Now,
I don't know. I hadn't
I
heard
guess
it.
they didn't last week, so I guess the
Did
veto
did they hold it over to the next meeting?
I think they
Usually wouldn't do it soon. They usually would be held over until the next meeting.
Well, but it had already been discussed. He didn't veto it last night. It had been vetoed. He had vetoed it previously to last night's meeting.
Right.
So last night.
He had vetoed it.
Right. So last night.
I thought it was on the agenda.
No.
For him to do.
Okay. But
I didn't read it all.
But we have, like I said, we have got to stop holding the future hostage to the past. You know,
well, let's take each
thing
individually.
Let's
take each thing individually. Now, on that particular veto, the mayor, I saw that on the agenda it said that it was not approved by members of the community, blah blah blah.
There's no law that says it's got to be approved by the members of the community.
Well, not really.
There's no law.
You're right.
It's a practice that they do.
We're talking about practice.
But the average rent right now is $1,500 a month.
But here's what I'm saying: if you're talking about that area, well, not just. But what I'm saying is, I think that would be an addition to what is needed in the community. If you want to get more housing, you would have an opportunity for more revenue in the city. I don't see the problem.
Now they're going to build houses that nobody can afford. But, you know, students don't have $1,500 a month.
There are a lot of students who are in East Montgomery going all the way out there and paying them. They'll find it.
Well, probably because
if people send their kids
but you
here,
shouldn't make it harder for them.
I agree. I don't,
and that's what
I don't understand. I stopped reading it because it didn't make sense. You know, why would the veto? Because I had seen them.
8:19 in the morning. Good morning. Who's this? I didn't see the committee there last night. I've seen a couple people. There's over 20,000 people per district, and we're gonna let 3 or 4 people stop progress.
Well, let me ask you this: what kind of housing are they talking about? When you say that kind of housing, because I was looking in Cloverdale where and I did mention that in Cloverdale where they're building a brand new apartment, adding on to the ones that are already there. Right. Right. And that's usually around a campus anyway.
Yeah, around the school.
The school.
So where are they going to live?
On Carter Hill Road, the students are already there.
Well, my thing is that when are the young folks going to show up at the city council and say we don't want old people living in here?
Here's what I don't understand. I've lived in this neighborhood all my life. Okay, now this is the first time I've heard of people not wanting to have apartments around the college. That makes no sense to me. No, it's Carter Hill Road. We're talking about a busy travel road that's right on a main street with.
How many? I know every house on that street right there. Okay. And what's the problem? What's the problem? I want to know what's the problem. Why?
Well, Joe Reed Sr. came up. His issue was these people come in, they don't live here. But we found out last night that the people who are trying to build these places live here. The Douglas family, and they've been here a long time. As a matter of fact, at one point, evidently that family had more family members in the Alabama state than any one family ever had. So I said they're doing nothing wrong, but again, you can't leave the field. Right, but again, we are we're chasing the future away by holding on to the past. It's dirt.
It's a totally different thing. Okay, let's get back to that. We're talking about Carter Road, right across the street from Alabama Street. As a matter of fact, there's a new apartment complex right behind the tennis court. Okay? So what are you talking? I mean, we're not talking about something that's improbable that's going to take away from the community. We're talking about housing, more people, which now they're renting houses, they're renovating houses over there, which costs more to renovate a house. Go ahead. Go ahead. Number one. Right. Right.
Hold on, wait a minute, read that again. I wonder whose approach is that.
That's a bunch of crap. Look, okay, I know exactly where that is. Waste, that is right across the street from the tennis court.
Maybe the city should
Okay. No, that's just a good.
Anyway, I appreciate
They're trying to force them to put
Let me
something
take
there.
one more second. Somebody on there.
Good morning, sir. Thank you. Thank you. It is. It's right across the street from. I know exactly where that is. I've lived in that neighborhood almost all of my life and around there. And that's right across the street from the tennis court. Now, if there isn't traffic from that tennis court, when they have those tennis tournaments, how in the world those people going? I don't get it. I don't get it. Matter of fact, they already cut those streets off now when they have football games. So the people over there don't want people going down the street. So that's right. Right. Yeah, I noticed that the mayor. I was surprised to see that this morning when I saw that. But that doesn't make any sense.
Can I take a break?
I don't get it. Do you know where that is? I know exactly where it is.
You were on the car that he was about the barbershop.
I'll tell you what it was. Dr. Wilson. Yeah. The big house.
Yeah.
It's going down. Train was.
So there was a house already there.
It's going down.
Right, turn down now.
Tree fell on. Tree fell.
Right.
And it tore the house down. And then right down the street from West Haven Money, there are apartments there. And then when you go right behind the tennis court, there's an apartment there. Now there's a house on the corner that guy used to live in there. Alabama State Police. This is a visible look. This has nothing to do with the city of Montgomery. Look, how can it come to more than the city of Montgomery? All the main arteries. Which are part of the road? You know how busy part of your road is? Right now, it's busy. Apartment complex is not going to increase the traffic. As a matter of fact, most of it's going to be more. Because it's convenient. Right. Well, what then when I heard is they're first beginning
It defeats the whole purpose of trying to put it there anyway, so they can be close.
Just walking right across the street. Right across the street. And there's a lot. And those people move. They look out for me. You know, they look out for me. They're not looking at me. This has nothing to do with community. This has nothing to do with you know what it is? Let me see. But the mayor, it's right. It's something. It's here more to that. You know. So the city council,
and two people abstain, which I believe is way out. You know what?
I want to know who abstained.
Yeah.
And want to go down. This is political here. This has nothing to do with the development that has over not about where that is. Yeah. Oh, you had text me. Did I see you? I'm sorry. I get my truth. I'm saying that.
Being over.
You see.
That's one like that. Yes, man. Yeah, listen. Yeah. I don't need any money. How much? Now, something like that. Yeah. I don't think my credit good enough to get that much credit. I got the wrong person. Appreciate it. Always, we don't need $450,000 worth of credit. Really? And everything like on this senior citizens card, they keep telling everybody you can get to buy groceries. I keep putting in for it. I'll never get it. Because you have to, if you're on Medicaid, you have to give up
Medicaid.
Right. You have to give up certain. I ain't giving up Medicaid. That will change to get that. I put a can on the street like it's home.
I get that. I got one. I never paid that in.
I don't even know because they just lying to you.
Now I do have my U card.
Universal health thing?
Yeah, U card. I got they loaded it up again today. See with that right there?
Yeah, but what is that? That gets you some groceries?
No, that gets you know, if you notice in Walmart where the pharmacy is, everything in there I can get on cheap or anything. Okay then.
But you have to give up certain prices.
No.
Yeah, no, they never offered me a U card.
You know,
Everybody open up.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Nothing wrong with getting consensus. Now, how do you know that? Okay.
That's none of their business. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Because, well, Carly, you do know where that is, right? It's on West Haven Lane and Carter Hill Road, which there are apartments directly behind it already. I know the property very well because I know the family that owned the property. But that used to be Dr. Wilson's office.
Now, Mr. Reed did say it was a legitimate complaint if it was legitimate. He says, well, one of the things when he's on the city council, he would always ask people who want to do those kinds of things, where do you live? And if they
that has nothing to do with it.
I agree, technically it doesn't, but his thing was, well, you're going to come here and build something, you won't be nowhere around. Yeah. And so, yeah, which I don't think relevant.
That is not relevant.
Yeah,
that is not relevant.
Okay. Okay. And they're from Montgomery. Yeah, they're from Montgomery. Right.
Yeah, that sounds like a little bit of animosity there that's personal. And we're using the city to do it. That's what it sounds like to me, because I was surprised when I saw that as a veto, because sure, if you're aware of that area, there are apartments directly behind that apartment complex already. That's West Haven Lane. I know exactly because one of my classmates used to live on West Haven Lane. Right. Right. And there's another project, and they already know how much they can get for rent over there. So he's just trying to stop progress. I have a problem with that. You know, normally I don't try to speak out against the mayor, but I have a problem when he's stopping progress. Well, we have some people who want to invest in Montgomery. We're talking about real estate. You're holding it up on some kind of Bravo Sierra reason. I just don't get it. That's me personally now. That's my perspective.
Well, anyway.
Well, there's a shortage of housing in the area on that side of the industry. And if someone is interested in doing that, I think that we should help accommodate. Yeah. Hey. That's me personally.
Good morning. Who's this? 860-1440 is the number here. Good morning. Good morning. Pretty good.
Right across the street from the tennis court. You know where the tennis court is on Alabama State campus? That's West Haven Lane on that side street there. So what? I'll let you say. I'll let you say.
Well, who does? Who
lives over there?
Okay.
Again, well, that can be his location where he lives, but there is a reason why he doesn't want. Now that we would have to do. I'm not speculating. I know where he lives and I know where his son is. Okay. But the question is, why are they trying to stop an apartment complex in an ideal location for the college?
But if Joey got it last night in front of the council and said one of the things he wanted to know, if you're going to be an investor, where do you live? Well,
that's none of your business.
Well, but when we did find
that
out
has nothing to do with
the Douglas family, everything they do my family.
What does that have to do? The price of tea in China.
That is just what he used to ask if he wants. I guess he wants to make sure you have a vested interest in the area.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. To anyone out, if you look in and see right now, if you look at the property that Joe Reed owns in that neighborhood, and I call that neighborhood in Centennial Hill, you look at the properties that he owns and look at where he lives. I know the properties that he owns. Under different names now. It used to be under Joe Reed, but now it's under all these different LLCs. And those are the worst properties within the community. And they have been for years.
I don't know what that means.
That means they are dilapidated. They are not fit for human.
But nobody's living in them.
Some of them people work. Some of them they're not. Some of them are not. They're not vacated. They're vacated. Now, for a slumlord, see that bothers me. For a slumlord, and we had this problem. For a slumlord, yes, I'm calling Joe Reed a slumlord because he is. Because a slumlord is a person who owns slum property.
Okay. Well, Mr. Reed does have an opportunity.
He has a lot of slum property.
Come up here and contest what you say.
Yeah, under those LLCs.
Yeah, I don't know him to be that.
I do.
I don't know that.
I do.
I don't own anything, so I'm good.
I don't either.
Yeah. 860-1440 is the number here. Anyway, moving on to something else. Wow, that's a help.
I did say it.
Yeah.
And look, and see if someone wants to look up, it's going to be hard to find because it's not under Joe Reed. It's under these different LLCs who I know are Joe Reed.
And you know,
because I know what I know.
Okay. 860-1440. If
I told you how I know what I know, I wouldn't be able to know what I know.
We can follow the paper trail.
Not all the time you got to know how to follow it.
Oh. Again, I don't want the future to be captured by the past. And that's
and this sounds like more of a personal vendetta. This is me. Okay, I'm not saying this is me. I'm taking the heat for whatever I'm saying. I'm looking at an area, and I thought it would be a good place for multifamily dwelling or apartment complex.
Oh yeah, let me give my disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of me or any member or the staff of Criminal Media, but strictly that of the participants in this conversation.
There you go.
No, I don't know that to be true. So I'm just saying that is Donald's perspective.
That is mine.
860-1440. I had said that a long time. 860, the views and opinions expressed are not necessarily.
Yeah, because you fear.
No. Don't fear them.
I've dealt with it.
Yeah, I work for you.
Yeah. But we've had disagreements for a long time.
Yeah.
I disagree with it.
Not disagree with them.
Because I disagree with this. And we disagree on nothing, because I have a child.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good.
Good morning, sir. How are you today? Yeah. I don't know. I didn't hear that.
Well, he did come up and ask. He said one of the things he would ask people when they wanted to come, when they come to the council, where do they live? And his meaning was, do you live in the proximity? Are you somebody who needs work and build things and then leave, stuff like that. He wanted to make sure they had he wanted to make sure they had a relationship with the community.
Thank you.
You gotta put a parking someplace.
What those people? We're talking about across the street from college, university. Those people are going to be there anyway. On Carter Hill Road? What's that? Are you familiar with apartments over on Carter Hill Road? Okay. And what problem traffic is there? What is it? That's Virginia Loop Road and Carter Hill Road, two different things. You're comparing apples and oranges. Let me ask you this. Have you been on Fairview lately up there, like 1048? 1048 exactly. You know where 1048 Fairview is? Have you seen that brand new apartment complex they're building in front of a brand new apartment complex? Do you hear the people in Cloverdale complaining about it? Why? And that's right next to Honey. As a matter of fact, that's where you can have your drink open and walk right around it. Okay. Have you ever heard of complaint?
They don't understand shooting.
No. No. And that is about as crowded as you can get.
And with that, I got to take my last break. I will have back to that.
You know what apartment we're talking about? You know the apartment I'm talking about?
No, I know what 1048 is.
Hey, right across. Yeah. You know what street there?
Yeah. I don't walk around across the neighborhood. So.
1048 right over there. Yes.
The thing of people that were good.
But you know, a lot of families don't. Do you ever hear about they go them all over the place. But I know Jimmy Lyon, and they have a meeting over that. It was the lady sitting right next to that meeting. The lady said, when you buy this one, that's what's going to stop nail shop? Another company. After he was been on that microphone and said, bought Cloverdale, you knew it. And you purchased it. Well, part of it, and you built not worth it. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, what they do is right, they make
That's cool. Back when you 17 years old, I think you that wasn't like, you was when you were yeah, growing up. Yeah, like yesterday. Yeah. What if they do? Security. I don't know who's smart behind it. He'll probably like, wow, yeah, you're another. You'll tell other people. Sorry, Ray. Way away from the battlefield.
Jump that old way. I'm Matt Parsley. I'm your dealer for the people. See all the great rides at budgetsays.com. That's budget says yes.
How we get it? I think that's long ago. I had Gina, they put him on top of the table. Now he. Okay, we are back. I'm trying to keep these microphones down a little bit. You can do that again. Try to do that down a little bit. Thanks for letting me know, everybody. Good morning, over there. I don't know. I don't. Would have had the reason.
Well,
that's what they're doing.
Prove about it. It's only commission recommended it, and they will come. Well, they just changed the zoning because that was as a matter of fact, that was a business. Yes, it was. Mayor Vito. Right. Right. And that's what I thought.
Anybody had meetings, you know. Good morning.
Good morning.
And they have. Me too. Me too. I totally agree.
Let me ask you this: who is the council on lead on that issue?
Oh, Szymanski. Mike Szymanski.
So Carter Hill Road is in Szymanski. It's not in. I thought that was in District 3. So that side of Carter Hill Road is not in District 3. But they didn't follow his recommendation. Well, that seems very weird.
And legalize, wait a minute, they do that with legalizing too.
Oh. Well, you're telling me the council voted against the city councilman in that district? That's weird.
Oh, certain things.
That's weird. Well, maybe you need to get the mayor on your side. Then.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm disturbed since you called because you're telling me in this audience that the city council voted against the rezoning recommendation of the council person in that district. That's what you're saying. I mean, this is the bottom line without getting into a lot of details about you personally. What I'm saying is they went against what they said they normally do.
Yeah. Yeah.
All you had to do was go to the mayor because he could veto it. Yeah. All you needed was the mayor to veto it. You should have talked to him a little bit better so he could veto it.
I appreciate them getting the talk out of this hour. Yeah.
That's speculation.
Well,
politically,
I understand the game. I mean, I like the game, but politically, I understand, yeah. But that's true, they do.
Okay.
In the work session, that's true. Going on me. Yeah. What's going on in your district over there? You got any complaints? And you heard about the call of God for the free money.
Wow.
Woo! Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I appreciate it. Gotta go. We'll be back.
Got all numbers. You know what? That was the, you know what? So you say in the community, it's not for the people.
Exactly.
So all you have to do is just have good rapport with the three people over there. Really one.
Well, they had an attitude. They wasn't getting along.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But business is business.
Yeah, business is business.
And
yeah, they but
President Biden scrambling to assure lawmakers and voters alike he still has what it takes to beat Donald Trump in November. Minnesota Congresswoman Andrew Tremor, he needs to make sure that the people have confidence in his ability to run the election. The Democratic governors the day after a group of House Democrats began circulating a letter asking him to step aside. CBS is in
The Biden became as a role of is trying to stop its momentum, according to a source within the campaign. And in recent days, the campaign has been more engaged after that debate to really start this.
Hurricane Beryl is slammed Jamaica with Category 4 storm force winds, damaging waves and what threatens flash flooding. CBS meteorologist David Parkinson.
The conditions deteriorate over the next few hours, and early afternoon, they will see the strongest winds and the heaviest rain.
Both the team in AAA expect massive humanity on the roads, the rails, and in the air soon.
It's expected to be a similar weather traffic nationwide starting at the beginning of the weekend and will continue over the 4th of July holiday. Carrier visitors and others up with loved ones and years.
Number of people finding unemployment benefits has gone up for 9 in a row. It's not average.
This proxy for a fresh job loss has been below 250,000 since the last decade. They regarded it as historically low level.
Fish and Wildlife Service is expected to be trained shooters EOK almost 10 million foreign hours in terrestrial forest over the decades to come. The goal is to protect smaller carried out by the larger government. It's way in
Hey man, it's my favorite.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. I like modern six months and amazing with music super congested. It was amazing. Until it's recommended in the profit immediate blood treatment relief. Nothing amazing acquisitions were front and and circulate mucus genes and words. Don't live a misery with these use no problem. And you can breathe easier, sleep, and feel your best.
You're right. I don't like barbecue that much.
You're like, right. You should get beautiful.
Unless you touch them, if you touch
It's been more than a year since Oneida County announced nearly 200 school buses would get cameras to catch drivers who try to pass them at school bus stops.
It's all about keeping our children safe.
Now, Sheriff Rob Mashul says the county surrounding the city of Utica has gotten results. More than 1,000 drivers ticketed for passing stops buses during this school year. Plus, the test cost a driver $250. 3 and 3 years to group can lose their license. With the case, this news Minnesota, New York.
The CDC is urging doctors in the U.S.
You know, sometimes I feel guilty when we eat ribs and chicken. And we taking somebody's parents away from them, making dinner out of it. Moms and daddies, they don't. How hard to get here?
Mom and dad already, we already knew.
I know already.
They don't make that long. They just joining the mom and dad. We already ate the mom and dad, so now we join. Give us some salute to your mom and dad. Yeah. Egg a day.
But now my understanding though, all chickens don't lay eggs. Is that true?
Only female.
But the rooster puts the work in so they can lay the eggs.
No. They have to fertilize. If you don't have roosters around chickens, the eggs don't get fertilized.
So that means they don't what?
They'll never turn into a chicken. Now, if you have roosters around them, then you don't know which some have been impregnated.
So if you don't have roosters, eggs will still have. Chicken will still have eggs. You still cook the eggs?
Yeah, eggs automatic. Human beings have eggs. They don't all get fertilized. Yeah, the female have eggs, and then they get rid of them every month if they don't use it. So, and chickens, those eggs have a shell. And they lay about some of them lay one every week. But they don't have to have, if you've got female and male ostriches together, some of them are take a special life. Eggs. Brown eggs, some chickens lay purple eggs, and chickens lay white eggs. Brown eggs.
And we are back this morning. All right, people keep coming. The mics are hot, so I'm trying to unhot the mic. I think I need some new microphones. Maybe for my last year, next year we'll use some new microphones. Keep me on my way happy. 860-14 question number here. You want to give us a call up this morning Evidently, they found the young man. I guess it was just one. No, that heinous crime. Alleged. And they allegedly got his picture all in the paper. Okay, alleged. Hey, good morning. Who's this? Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I'm fine. How about yourself? Okay.
All right, appreciate your call. It is 9:10 in the morning. Whatever else is on your mind. Good morning, your name. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, I evidently Pastor Nettles know him, and according to him, he wasn't 100% sure, but he was like 99.9% sure that he passed week or so ago. Yeah, that's what I got. I'm not sure. I don't know anybody who actually knows him personally, but I know he lives on a street called Council Street, and so we're just trying to see if. Yeah, I'll have to see if it's accurate though. Lost it. Sorry about that. Hmm. Good morning, your name. Hello. Okay. You're a phone call. Oh no. Still working. Still working. Yeah, still working on the Council Street. That's what I understood. That's what somebody told me yesterday.
The Council Street used to end right in front of there's two different sections.
And again, we do have a interim police chief. I don't know why we just don't make the police chief. All we got to do use these companies that all around the world say we get a police chief, and we got a guy that's down there now, the interim guy. We got a public safety advisor, which is like the police chief. Um, and so the police chief now doesn't go straight to the mayor. He has to go through the public safety advisor, I guess, and then to the mayor. I never have to that. Everybody got on Todd Strange when Todd Strange did that. Nobody liked it. So I guess there's some value to that though to have a supervisor over the supervisor. Okay, I get that. But everybody has somebody to answer to. Maybe that's what we need. Everybody needs somebody to answer to. So, I'm good. Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
Hungry. Misperception, that's all. Mm. That's a very good question.
Okay then. All right then. Appreciate it. Supreme Court the other day came up with a couple of rulings, which I'm for. What Constitution they're looking at, but the one about qualified immunity for presidents or heads of state or other things like that, I think that's appropriate. One, because you don't need little Johnny, mom and daddy trying to screw you if your son has to go to war, or the National Guard has to be called out. You have to have some immunity. The mayor does.
He already has it.
Exactly.
He has qualified.
That's right. And just like a mayor, a city council person, their rulings may harm someone.
What is considered?
Well, I'll let them figure that one
So
out.
that's what the problem
Right,
is.
right. But
that we didn't have that.
But it's kind of like being a soldier. You're not a soldier for 12 hours a day and civilian the other. You're a soldier 24 hours a day.
What is the official act? It's different for a president and everyone.
Right.
And
I think
it hasn't been. The mayor already has qualified.
Right.
The senators, all of them already have qualified.
But the president is always the president, regardless of when he is and what he's doing.
There's a different definition.
But we haven't come up with it. And I think they need to work
have that. So that means until you come up with a definition.
But I think we have comments.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. We know the president now. That's not official duty.
Well,
we all know that.
Well, he said his official duty was telling Mike to do what he wanted him to do.
And again,
he said that was his official
and
duty.
again,
so now they've got to go to court to see whether that was.
And I don't have a problem.
So a judge has to make that decision.
But I don't have a problem with telling
you do know that.
Right,
that's what we're talking about.
But the vice president does work under the umbrella for the president.
You just let he is constitutionally bound.
Well, that's
to say
true.
Now, if it's going against the Constitution, the vice president does not have to do it.
It's an amazing thing what's against the Constitution, depending on where you're looking.
No, it don't. Did Mike Pence do anything wrong?
I don't think Trump did anything.
No, I asked the question. Did Mike Pence do anything wrong?
No,
that's yes or no.
Well, again, I don't know exactly what he was asked to do. He was asked to stop the process.
He was asked. That's not his job.
And again, we'll have to figure all that out as we.
We don't have to figure it out. If you're telling me to do something that you are not legally bound to do,
I don't believe constitutionally we know all the aspects of his jump.
Yes, we do.
But we do know that he was underneath the president of the United States. We know that he's vice president.
And he cannot go against the Constitution.
Again, I will let the.
And that's where we are. See, now that's has been sit down back to the world.
That's fine. But again, to say that the president doesn't have to be that's crazy. Unfortunately, the mayor has to be in a certain place. Judges have to be in a certain place. That's just the way they gotta have it.
The president is saying.
Well, the mayor, the police chief,
qualified.
Okay, but these people all need access to immunity to do their job.
But here's the difference. I'm saying we've got to say what is
qualified. And we have never ever
had to do it.
Had to deal with that.
Have we had? Okay.
Let
me ask you this.
Until they tried blaming him, the president, for what happened at the Capitol. The president had nothing to do with that. No, he did not. He told him to go down. Bull crap. He told him to go down there.
What did he ask him to do?
He said peacefully and patriotically. He didn't say nothing about running into
when they started tearing everything up, what did he do?
That ain't their problem.
Yes, it is.
No, that's National Guard problem.
No. And why didn't, when they were asking him, Mr. President, please tell him to stop?
He can't tell people what to do.
Oh.
He can tell the military what to do, but he can't tell civilians what to do.
Well, he suggested.
Well, that's what he did.
And he didn't specifically say,
yes, he did.
What did he do?
Yes, he did. He said peacefully and patriotically. Yes, he did.
I think
he said peacefully. Did it look like they were peaceful to you?
No.
Okay, then you can't blame him.
Well, he said he's not blaming him. He said they're all patriots.
I agree with him.
They're all patriots?
I agreed with them.
So when they defecated on the desk and tore up everything down, you agree with them.
Wait a minute. We got cities right now.
Hold on, no. Let's not. Yes, let's stick to one step.
I think they have a right to redress grievances.
And how do you redress your grievances?
Well, I'll let them figure that out. But they do have a right to redress grievances.
And how do you do that?
Well, I don't know. The Constitution doesn't deal with that.
How do you do that?
You give a piece of the time. No bull crap. No.
In other words, tearing up the Capitol. Okay.
You remember there was a general.
Kevin,
there was a general who called out American tanks against American soldiers because the government did not give them their bonus money they found out in World War I. Do you think what they did was right to bring something? No.
You're getting into the weeds.
No.
You know what? I think I know why you like Trump, because he talks just like you. If I ask you a question, you'll give me an answer.
I believe that they redressed their grievances.
All right.
That's what I believe.
You're right.
That's what I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and if I hadn't been busy that day, I'd have been down.
You're right. You're right.
Good morning. Who's this? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
All of what? I'm confused. What's happening? What are you talking
Oh,
about?
sorry about that. I was trying to hit another button. You can call me back. I didn't hit
an accident.
Yeah, I didn't hang up on your first one. 9:22. Come on, who's this? Again, sorry about that. But anyway, now according to the Constitution, redress of grievances, they do not give an example of what that is. So I think they're
not arguing. You're right. Okay.
That's right.
You're right. Okay. Do you feel better?
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's move on away from that to something else that makes sense.
All right, I'll take a break. We'll come back to something else that makes sense.
Radio 1440.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose and think something.
You're still talking about that. I said, okay, you're right. I'm not going to argue with you about that. You think you did right? You did right. I'm through with it.
Grievance is a complaint which someone petitions the government for a redress agreement. They are asking for compensation or for the government to right a wrong that has been done to them. Okay. Which I'm good. That's what they were doing.
Okay, I agree. I agree with you. Okay? If that's what you think, I'm with you.
I'm with it.
I'm with it.
I told him to have my butt. It's like anything else I used to say. You have the right to stand for what you believe in. However, there will be a cost. If
It's not what you do, it's how you do it. In other words, it's just like when during the right, a lot of people went to jail.
Right.
And they knew they were going to jail because they were breaking the law, and they know that this is what we do. You want to lock you up and keep protesting, and they lock you up. He said, okay. You pay the price.
They pay the price.
But that was different. In other words, different laws in the civil rights movement, they had a different law. There was more. You were supporting a law, a particular law. For each one of those, you had civil rights. That was enacted. Then you had the voting rights. Those were different specific things that they for, not against, right? For. And they said, okay, we support this law and this is what we stand for. And the marches were just to show. And then that's where you get in the newspaper, and the newspaper you have public opinion. So you appeal to the court of public opinion of what you think should be. Yes, yeah, but see, there was no redress of grievance of things what should happen. There was no process for that to happen. And the process to have an alternate state election. That was unfair. And that's why being indicted in the
Matter of fact, Pelosi took the blame that Trump told her she had the right to blame international. That's what she said in her book. That's what she said. She said she took the right. I'm going to tell you, Democrats, you don't call me a Democrat. You are a Democrat. Yeah, you are. You're not a Democrat. You have every Democrat has. You know that? He said he gave her authority to bring international law. He could have did it. He suggested to her. He said no. So she was fine. Okay, yeah, you're right. Speaker of the House. You're right.
They're gonna steal money. How much have you invested in DJT? What is it?
Yeah, Donald John Trump. I'm not giving no billionaire my money. That's crazy.
Man, that's the biggest scheme in the world. Hundreds of millions of dollars every year. You pay that big. Now that is
potential.
That's it.
And we are back. 860-1440. Let me see now. Selma's mayor was in the position going to be long too good. You fire him on, who's a fire, legal in the city council. The nice thing about city, and that's what I call it's a power sharing. The mayor can say, well, I'm people illegal. City council is going to have to fire. I think that's a good thing. We need that in my government. Yeah, we need that in my government. The city council here doesn't seem used to people that they have. I don't quite understand why they don't do that. But they don't seem to use it for that they have these things done. City council talk to that. They got a lot of power. They just don't know. Maybe all the mayors now just feel gotta be somebody.
We have power.
No.
That as an individual.
Yes, they do.
It has to be voted on.
No. An individual can initiate, according to Act 15,
it has to be voted on by the council.
I can initiate.
Then I said it has to be voted on.
Initiate.
And what does that mean?
That means they can start.
You get started. You finish. So that means they have to be voted on. No matter what you call it, they have no power.
18 years old, charged with triple homicide. That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
What more can you say?
I don't know.
And what are you trying to say?
I'm just not trying to say anything.
It's horrible. It
is what it is.
And it happens. That's right. Young, stupid individual.
If somebody else pays for his stupidity,
he don't pay for it.
He'll never pay for it. You only got one life to live.
How do you pay for it?
I don't know.
You'll pay for this life and the next. You'll pay for it in the next. You'll pay for it in this life and the next.
Murder and a warrant is out for a third count. What is happening to our children?
It's not our children, it's that child.
But that child's part of the whole. He's part of the whole.
And he's stupid.
Maybe so.
And I'm not responsible for his stupidity.
I'm not responsible for him either individually.
But when you say we, he's not a part of we, he's part of them.
No, he's part of us.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's stupid.
He's part of the whole. He's part of the whole.
Is it, do you feel your responsibility for what you do?
I think yes.
Why?
Because I am.
You know what that is? You know what that is?
You know what? That allow them to do what they want, to think what they think.
How have you allowed anything for him?
I guess we didn't fight
Do
hard
you
enough.
take responsibility for what he did? I don't know what culture. What culture?
Exactly.
This is a bunch of crap.
And therein lies
This is a
the problem.
stupid individual who probably has some stupid parents.
But you don't get that
And his
stupid
parents are responsible.
You don't get that stupid. There's more going on.
It took him 18 years to get that stupid.
But you know, we have something to do with it.
What we?
We as a group.
What group? What group are you talking to?
Oh,
what group?
The grown group.
Okay.
We have allowed.
What
we as a group have allowed.
I don't know any. Look, here's the thing.
I didn't say you.
I don't know anything about that boy. I don't know anything.
Yeah, we
who he
do.
is.
Yeah, we do. We do.
What do I know about him?
We know that something was desperately wrong. That he thought something is we get away.
You know what? He didn't think. He didn't
and
think.
that's our fault too.
And when you don't believe that, that is called immorality.
No such thing.
And that's what. And you know what? As long as you believe that, stupid stuff like this don't be happening. There are people who do not have morals. Who have not been taught morals.
You know by nature when you do wrong.
Whatever. You know, here's the attitude. Yeah. Right is whatever I get away with.
No, that's not right.
Right is that's what they think. That is amoral. Whatever you can get away with is right.
How did you shoot him? Because they were there.
No. Good morning. Who's this?
Oh, you don't have that. You have that.
Good morning.
There you go.
And if they do something wrong, the coach is held responsible.
Hey, I just told you.
That's right, but the coach gets the responsibility of the actions of the player.
But I tell you, there are people who think that wherever I get away with, it's okay. As I get away.
Let me think that.
And if you ever go to prison, you say, hey, man, why did you do that? I was going to get away with it. Again, you know what? You're not saying you're not going to do it again. It's not different. He's just not going to get caught.
The fact that he thought he was going to get away with it means he really didn't get wrong.
It's only wrong when you get caught.
No, that's right.
Okay. Call away. You've been out there with it. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Green Hall Street, and say that again.
The eminent domain.
Hold on. Okay, let's go back to the other. Yeah, I know where you're talking. That's where my family. As a matter of fact, I can see very, very well on that. I was there when Joe Reed was on that council up there, and my mother and I asked them why we had a cleaning program called Duval's Cleaning, and they gave us the price, very low price for just the property, but it was a business, and that destroyed the business. And Joe Reed told my mother that that's just the pain. And I have never liked him ever since that. Because he was short, and they also wanted to buy us in the room, but another, we had a family home on St. John Street, which was the doctor's office, and paid 5 times what it was worth. So I'm very familiar with property, because my family lived over there. The Duval family was all through that place. So yes, it was eminent domain. That's what, because my mother and my sister had to keep going. We have a lawyer that no lawyer in Montgomery would take the case. We had to go through a lawyer that was out of Mobile. And when he pleaded the case, but we lost. No, not really. Not really. They lowered it as low as they could. Because there was not another business like our business over there. They had a very low price. We gave just the price of the building, which was like it was a raggedy old building, but it was a modernized cleaner with the modern machines in it for dry cleaning. So that means you could not replace it. So we couldn't do anything with it. All my grandmother could do was sell it for scrap. With Gordon Patio. Yeah. As a matter of fact, after I leave here, I'm going to this. You guys really love the past. No, Gordon's Patio is a nice place. You really love the past. Gordon's Patio is being recreated downtown right now. I'm going by there today. Yeah, y'all hooked on the past. Y'all hooked on the past. That's all we can get you. Good morning. You gotta know what. Hey, you gotta know where you come from and where you're going. Come on, who's this? Morning. Hello. Thank you for your. As a matter of fact, today when you go to hey. You probably want to turn that thing down in the background, wherever it is. No. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was West End, and the property values went down in West End. I'm very familiar with that. But now that area along Maxwell Boulevard is being built up again because there's a brand new building over there where that old Calhoun Foods you're talking about. And whether you know it or not, next to the water park, there's another dock that EJI built because I went there this weekend. They have two boats that go over to EJI, and there's a big parking lot, and that was a raggedy house right there, and that street was raggedy. And yeah, well, they built it. I was there last week for Juneteenth, and there are two boats that go to the site over there. You take an excursion, you go from that dock to the other dock at the new site.
Okay, y'all put me to sleep. Y'all put me to sleep.
No, and there's a lot of people that don't know that, but there is a dock where you can go over there. You can go over there.
Hey, appreciate the call, my friend. Y'all put me to sleep. Y'all.
That's because you don't know about it.
Y'all kind of bore me. There's a new law that came out effective the other day where they'll take people who sell, I guess they sell drug charges, drug dealers with manslaughter. Okay, if somebody happens to die because of the system. Here's my problem with the whole drug thing. Why don't we blame some of the people who take the drugs? Why don't we just blame the people that sell it? We can't sell some of the people that want to buy it. I think we start putting people in jail to take it and not the people
They
that sell
already
it.
do that.
So,
But here's what you have now.
Yeah.
Drug addiction is a illness.
Not until you do it.
No, it is an illness.
Not
It's
until
like,
you start
it's like
taking it.
alcoholism.
Not
It's
until
an
you start
illness.
drinking.
It's an illness.
Don't drink.
But if you're causing death,
Cars cause death.
We're talking about any form of addiction is an illness.
Addiction's bad. That was involved in.
Well, certain driving. But when it comes to now, that's the illness. And there are people. The ism is just a symptom of another illness. Alcoholism is a symptom of another illness. Okay, drug addiction is a symptom of another illness. It's a mental illness that causes a person to be in death.
There's a mental illness for everything.
And until we handle the problem of the illnesses, we're going to have problems where someone's going to survive.
How about it's your responsibility not
It's an illness.
not to get the illness?
You don't know what the illness is.
You don't have to
There
drink.
is.
You don't have to drink. You don't have to do drugs.
It may be depression. It may be something. The alcohol is around all the day. Everyone is not an alcoholic. Alcoholism is caused by another.
Well, some people just weaker than others.
Drug addiction is caused by another illness.
It's caused by you taking the drug.
No, it's you take the drugs because you have a mental illness. It's just the symptom.
Well, why is it?
It is the symptom. You don't understand.
Every drug causes people to do bad things, right? Is there a drug that makes people do?
Yeah.
What is that? Everybody coming out.
All drugs have good effects. There are side effects on all drugs. And some are worse than others.
Yeah. You want to use this.
If you're coughing and you take a drug that's called cough medicine, it stops you from coughing, right? Or eases the cough.
Yeah, good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. That's parts. Yeah. Oh, sure. Well, that was part of the spirituality. It was part of the training. It was a parochial school. And everything was through the perspective of spirituality. Everything is spiritual.
I don't know what spirituality actually means.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay. Well, I agree with you there, but that has nothing to do with spirituality. That's secularism. That is secularism, and there's a lot of that in religion. Right. Well, it's Thursday show. We talk law. Mainly, I call it, not to interrupt you, but I try to deal with things from the secular side and talking about law. When you get into religion, there are different beliefs in religions. But we're talking on the secular side.
Got it.
That's all.
Got it. Take a break.
What's the law?
We'll be back on this beginning of this celebration of the 227th day, a year of our quote unquote freedom. We'll be back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could be right. But it sounds like somebody else I know.
Upper 90s, next values in the triple digits, the chance for afternoon storms and overnight lows in the 70s. And that's
I know you're gonna say to somebody else I know. I never see here the person that I know that St. Joseph Catholic School. I never say Catholic. Catholic school.
Something high quality or
I've never said that.
saves you money.
I just said St. Jude Educational Institute. I never said it was a Catholic school.
No.
That is
Right. So someone who knows.
both. Anything that say $500 a month.
That's why I said, and they know
but it's
that
also
I
true that
went to
people
a
wind up
Catholic
way
school
more satisfied too.
because they know
The
my
member
family.
satisfaction rate for Medishare is
And that's a woman.
that of the typical health insurance plan.
And it's not from private.
That's because Medishare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's
And
a
they're calling
community
it
of
work.
Christians
That's why
who
they're
share
in
more than
places.
$5 billion of each other's bills.
Somewhere
People love
away
it.
from those
Telehealth.
people.
Really, you can save a ton. Care.
I'm aware of what I'm saying all the time and how I say it.
Call right now and get
I never make a big deal about St. Jude. I never have said it was Catholic.
855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE.
I've said I'm a non-practicing Catholic, but that had nothing to do with school whenever I say that.
Patrick's Hypnosis Seminar, February 6, 2019. Got to work before, left there, and never smoked again. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds.
That I heard came.
43 in 8 weeks.
Is it going near your wife's family's place? It's going hitting Jamaica.
enjoying exercise?
You heard
Who
from
would have believed Mark Patrick and Mrs. Bill
these
Hurst? It's
folks
amazing.
and how they doing?
My blood pressure
These
went down,
folks.
and I've got so much energy.
Well, that's his mom folks
And
too,
look great.
you know.
Stop smoking, lose weight now without cravings, irritability, or your money back.
You had heard about it, right?
$49.99 guaranteed.
Category 5.
Seminar and lose the weight, stop smoking, feel great for only $49.99 guaranteed.
This is the earliest we've had a hurricane this strong.
Montgomery East and Montgomery. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m.
We
registration.
have a long hurricane
Stop
season.
smoking seminar 2 p.m. Learn more at markpatrickseminars.com.
We're going abroad for the first time in years to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that
What
goal
did
in
you
mind.
just say?
In just 3 weeks,
I don't
we're
like you
starting
talking
to
about
have
my pajamas.
conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
My name is Tom Thornton.
And my name is Cindy Thornton. We're retired, and this is how we live united.
We decided to volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
United Way is how we contribute, because we know our time and money are going to the right places.
Judging by the thank yous we get at the clinic, I'd say we're doing the right thing with our retirement, too. We're Tom and Cindy Thornton. We volunteer at our community free health clinic. We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is
Where's the
Dale
waste basket?
Kaczynski,
You got
and
rid
this
of
is
it?
how I live united. I volunteer with United Way, helping the homeless in my community by teaching computer skills and helping them build a basic resume to save on their very own USB drive. It's huge when somebody says, "Hey man, that job that you helped me apply for, I got it." My name is Dale Kaczynski. I help people achieve financial independence. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Dr. Laundry Pelusi with today's Tips for Kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Getting ready for a new baby is a busy time. An important decision is how you will feed your baby. Breastfeeding will give your baby the best start in life. Breast milk is easy to digest and it has all the nutrients your baby needs.
Graham, what did you do on Juneteenth?
Diseases and infections and the close physical contact.
What did you do on Juneteenth? You were off Juneteenth. What did you do?
Talk with your pediatrician and visit healthy.
With Millbrook.
We went to Millbrook. What's in Millbrook?
Yeah,
Millbrook.
I went on. I had to take a road trip.
Oh, okay. Road trip all the way to Millbrook. Yeah. It was a nice get together at EJ, all the EJ brought. I mean, it was really nice.
Yeah, that's what
I went to the wall. You heard about the wall, right?
No.
With all the names.
Oh yeah.
You've been to it already? The sculpture part? You've been to the sculpture part? Already?
This is the new one.
Yeah, the sculpture part.
I've been to the wall.
Then you. Not a bad thing.
It's anybody.
Anybody.
All righty then. Good morning, everybody. Now we got a little while left. Let me get the things out of the way. I forgot to ask my main question today. Good morning. Who's this?
I am 69, sir.
Okay, but let me get to my. Good morning. Who's this? Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Who's this? Mr. H.
Good morning, sir.
Wanted though.
No, that was Gordon Patio on the street. He had the drive here all the time. Yeah, Blair was down the street. No problem.
Okay. Hey, I always. Oh, You done? Oh, okay. I did that. Appreciate it. Now, this is strictly a scientific question that I need to know the answer to. Now, some of you will be disgusted by it. I understand that, because intellectually you're not on my same level. And I
agree with that.
So I can take the most mundane thing and delve deep inside it. So here is my question, because I do not understand what makes look. I can't figure that out. I've been trying to figure that out. Why does it float? I don't know, just going straight down. I don't know. You know the answer to that?
I'm gonna think.
I mean,
you are what you eat.
Okay, it floats. I just keep thinking about it.
Float.
But then again, an aircraft carrier floats too, so I don't know. Anyway, I'll be discussing that.
Well, you can discuss it over the weekend.
I'll find some science person to tell me why. Good morning.
That was really deep.
Good morning. Really? Really?
See, there you go. You got
You need to lighten it down.
Hey, you asked the question now. You got your answer. What word do you want?
Logically, that doesn't make sense.
Why not?
Because we here to hit the water.
Because that means in your stuff you got a lot of air. Because you're full of a lot of hot air.
I'm gonna do some exhaustive research on this over the weekend, and I'll exhaust myself and to figure this out. And on Monday I'll come back.
See, it's probably full of the air that you let out with it. You know, you ever pass gas?
No.
It's like water too.
Good morning.
Got some gas.
Yes.
Because he's an intellectual, he's very deep.
Because when you have a brain like mine, you want to make sure that you understand everything. One more call, and Noah has an answer. Good morning. Gas. Okay. The gas is a vapor. Anyway, let's come right next week with
water.
Right.
What a way to end the show. Now you're going to have somebody asking me about it. Okay. Sounds like a bunch of cats.
That's exactly what it is.
You ended on a good note.